Alright, these are live pictures that are now coming in of Pakistani High Commissioner who has been summoned by the Indian government. This after yesterday's ceasefire violation by Pakistan. Pakistani High Commissioner has been summoned over the killing of the two Indian Jawans in the Indian territory by Pakistani troops. Salman Khurshid, India's Foreign Affairs Minister, had said that they will seek answers from Pakistan and they'll convey the protest to Pakistani government. Pakistani High Commissioner there reaching South Block. So India preparing a diplomatic response to that violent ceasefire violation. But is that going to be enough? That's the big question. There's been significant rise in ceasefire violations, but this certainly has to be the worst of its kind in past decade. Well, this latest instance of ceasefire violation is in fact a throwback to Kargil hero Captain Saurabh Kalia's brutal torture at the hands of Pakistani troops during Kargil war. Captain Kalia's father today asked the Indian government to end the apathy and take stern action against Pakistan to send a strong message. Alright, we'll just play out for you what N.K. Kalia, father of Captain Kalia, had to say a little while earlier. But for now, let me quickly go across to my colleague Kartikeya Sharma, who joins us from the newsroom. Kartikeya, somewhere the decision has got to be political. Right at the top, the government has to decide the appropriate response to this entire matter. Alright, I'm being told we'll go to Kartikeya in just a bit. Let me quickly get a response from Kamaljit Sandhu, who's with us on the phone line right now, covering the Home Ministry. Kamaljit, we saw the Pakistan High Commissioner just arriving. He's been summoned by India over the killing of two Indian Jawans. What is the sort of protest that India is going to lodge with Pakistan?
Well, definitely a strong protest is going to be launched by India, and that is why Foreign Secretary Ranjan Mathai has summoned the Pakistan High Commissioner Salman Bashir. The point is that there is a continuous violation of the ceasefire, and besides that, what is the major objection is the fact that Pakistan Army intruded into the Indian territory. They mutilated the body of one of the army personnel, and this is something which has not gone down well. And that is why a strong protest is being now lodged. As a matter of fact, the Minister of External Affairs also spoke out and said that this is completely not done and this is not acceptable. Remember, MOD is also going to be lodging a protest with its counterpart in Pakistan. But at this point of time, a serious protest being lodged by giving a demarche order to Salman Bashir.
Well, there has, of course, been significant escalation in tension between the two countries. Many, in fact, even questioning whether lodging the protest is the answer to what really happened yesterday, the gruesome manner in which these two Jawans were killed. We've seen ceasefire violations earlier as well, Kamaljit. You've reported on these violations, but this time around, this is the most heinous, the most grave sort of provocation that's come from Pakistan. So the response from the Indian side would have to keep in mind the increased tension between the two countries in the aftermath of this incident.
Well, definitely so. And if you go by history, in November 2003 is when the ceasefire took place between India and Pakistan. That provided a lot of relief to the people who were staying across line of control. But now we've seen in the past few months that the tension has escalated between India and Pakistan, and that is because of unprovoked firing by the Pakistani army. Many instances were also regarded to the fact that this was cover fire given to the infiltrating militants. But now we have seen over a couple of period of months and days that Pakistan army has escalated this ceasefire violations, and even in the past 2-3 days we know that at least 8 areas where army has said that there has been a ceasefire violation, and that is why a strong protest is going to be lodged. But more than that is the way that the bodies of the Jawans were handled. They were mutilated, and this is something which has not gone down well, and a strong protest is now being lodged.
Right, so India is lodging a strong protest with Pakistani High Commissioner Salman Bashir, who's going to meet the Foreign Minister, the Foreign External Affairs Minister, Salman Khurshid, along with some of the other Ministry of External Affairs officials. He's just reached his office here in the national capital after India summoned Pakistani High Commissioner. But the big question really, Kamaljit, will be, will India's response actually be proportionate to the sort of gruesome violation we've seen from Pakistani side? Is India just going to exchange dossiers, demand action from Pakistan, knowing fully well that there's only going to be denial and obfuscation of what exactly happened?
Well, definitely so, and Pakistan has been up to its old tricks of completely denying. They're saying many a times they've also said that it's the act of a terrorist. It's not the Pakistani army which has been involved. But even though there is going to be a denial on behalf of the Pakistan, what we know is a strong protest is going to be lodged. This is something which is very unbecoming of the Pakistani army, and it is going to be taken at the height of the level. And we've seen in the Saurabh Kalia case as well that Pakistan was in complete denial. In fact, they said it was the weather. The fact is that Saurabh Kalia fell into a precipice, and that is how his body got mutilated. So these are some of the remarks which have actually not gone down well, and this is seen as something of an international violation to mutilate the body of an army personnel. This is completely uncalled for, and even though Pakistan is going to continue to be in denial, India is lodging a strong protest, as I said.
Right, and we just had Arun Jaitley a while ago giving his first reaction to ceasefire violation, where he said that India needs to be more cautious in how it wants to deal with Pakistan. You cannot play peacenik all the time. For that, let me just quickly go across to my colleague Kartikeya Sharma, who's with us now. Kartikeya, knowing fully well that the Prime Minister is for taking incremental steps to restore peace and normalcy as far as the relationship with Pakistan is concerned, the decision is going to be a political one. What is it that you're picking up from ground?
You see, the apprehension within the Indian establishment is that did Pakistani army do something in which the political establishment of Pakistan was not in loop. We saw in Kargil that the Pakistani army worked independently of the political establishment. So when we talk about Pakistan, we have to understand that the army often and most of the time was pretty independent of the political setup. Now, I would say our sources are saying that this is a tit for tat answer for Pakistan, which fell in which one of their officers died in cross-border fighting. They wanted to send this message across, and perhaps they have sent it in a very gruesome and a horrible way. Now the issue is what steps we are going to take. I think that what really worries the Indian establishment is that fundamentally the line of control has been stable for past 8 years. Now that has been destabilized, and it is going to take a lot of time for that confidence level to reach. And I think that's where our establishment will need to work on and give a stern message to Pakistan that this will not be tolerated.